Okay, this is Fundamentals of Accounting, Chapter 10, looking at 4A. We're going to be journalizing, 5A, and we're going to be journalizing sales transactions. So what happens in this chapter is we sell items to individual and they either pay us cash, or in this circumstance, they're going to pay us on account, so they're going to pay us later. So what we have learned so far is we've learned that we're going to use our accounts receivable for that. But what happens in that situation is we have all these individuals who owe us money and they're sitting in one accounts receivable account. So what we are going to do now is we're going to break that up and we're going to introduce subsidiary accounts receivable ledgers, and basically every single person is going to have their own individual account underneath the accounts receivable ledger. It's just like if you pay an electric bill or your cell phone bill or whatever, you call it up to pay it, they have a specific account for you. That's the same idea of what we're looking at here. So on May 1st, it says that we sold merchandise on account to J. Adams for $2,000 plus sales tax. And just as when you go in and purchase something, you always have to pay sales tax, or so do the individuals in these examples here. So the sales, it costs $2,000, but on top of the sale, we have to pay the 6% sales tax. So if you take the $2,000 times the 6%, you get $120 in sales tax. So the customer is always the individual who pays sales tax. You know that from when you go to Walmart. So the individual has to pay the $2,000 for the items plus $120 in sales tax. So they owe us $2,120. So we debit our accounts receivable and then slash J. Adams to show that he specifically is the one who owes us that $2,120. On 4, we sold merchandise on account to B. Clark, $1,800. So the sales, the amount that he bought from us was $1,800. The 6% sales tax on top of that is going to be $108. So we add those together and debit the accounts receivable account, and we further debit B. Clark's specific accounts receivable account. That way we know that of everything in our accounts receivable, B. Clark owes us $1,908. And number 8, sold merchandise on account to A. Duck, $1,500 plus sales tax. So $1,500 is the amount of the items that he bought. Calculate the 6% sales tax on top of that. He owes us $1,590. Debit accounts receivable, and then further debit his specific account, A. Duck receivable account. On the 11th, sold merchandise on account to E. Hill, $1,950 plus sales tax. So the amount that they purchased from us was $1,950. Then they have to pay the 6% in sales tax on top of that, which shows that they owe us a total of $2,067. Now, when you get into looking at the examples through the book, you want to make sure that when you go and post these accounts, what's going to happen in the post reference is you're going to write the accounts, say accounts receivable is 113, then you would do slash and then you do a check mark. I can't do a check mark here, but you would do a check mark to show that not only have you posted it to the accounts receivable account, but you've also has to post this to his J. Adams account. So you'll be posting this 2,120 twice.